Come, Quickling. We have been waiting for you. Speak with us. Speak with Akara the Exile. We are the Exile. We did not desire to play the games of men and monsters. So we departed, seeking solace. On this island we took root, and here we first heard the cries of the lost, touched the tears of the broken. Quicklings bear such fragile yearnings. You need guidance. You need protection. Like us, you are exiles. The souls at rest above know nothing. They know only what we reveal. They know what brings them peace, what gives them hope. That is how it was for many passing seasons, but now all of it must come to an end. We are but one branch of the great tree. The ring of Kyozai, the watchers of our withering world. Only as a god would we be heard, and only as disciples would the people listen. To plant seeds, to inspire hope, to save. That is why we reached out to the Quicklings. But look at what our influence has wrought. Such a monster can only be born from power, and power will be the tool to unmake him. That is what we want. The unmaking of Dead Kell. We were the 12, the sons and daughters of the Lagru, and the branches through which all wisdom whispers. We are the ring. We know this, for we are the fathers of the Fallen One. He came to us broken, and we remade him. And in that creation, our sin was sown. You are the Scion. You are the Destructor. That is what the blessing has always been. The power to correct our mistake. Return Dead Kell to the deep that spawned him, and with his death, so dies their god. Akara will be no more.
So, it has come to this. I have nothing left to give you. Nothing but my hate. Nothing but my blade. From the moment that you crawled across our beaches, Akara has beckoned to you. He has called you by name. Through Alder, through the Old Man Key, and perhaps even through me. In you, Akara can purge himself of any guilt. That is why you must die, because you have been given all the tools with which to conquer me. But Dead Kel does not surrender. The Alpha surprised me. Their war galleys waited just off the coast. Mages at the ready. It was over in seconds. Broken and bloody, I washed into these forgotten caverns and prepared my soul for eternity. It would have been a good place to die. That is when Akara, the fool, took it upon himself to save me. I had cheated the gallows, you see. I deserved that death in the cavern. I had won. Time means nothing to the powerful. You say I will die, but others have said that before. Sadly, we do not choose our fates. That is in the hands of the gods. I am a predator. Killing is what sustains me. But the sea does not judge. It only silences the screams. All I've ever done, I've done to survive. If only that were possible, my friend. I am a creature apart from death. I am fated to live as this for an eternity of hate. Akara's blessing should have been mine, but he did not deem me worthy of it. So I have no choice but to tear it from your broken body. You may be powerful, but not even you can beat back death. Are you ready?
satisfied. Vengeance is mine. But I'm not happy. In fact, I'm quite crestfallen. Perhaps my mother was right. Sometimes killing can make things right, but most of the time it's a terrible idea. You know what? I need to find a new role model. Come, we should return to the village. I don't want anyone getting ideas about my ship. You're back!
I saw you coming. The cards spoke to me like they have not in ages. You are the one I was marooned here to find. My path has been made for me. You see, there are few in this world who can truly plot its course. Many try, but all of them fail. Great figures always rise up. Sometimes the gods create them, and sometimes they create the gods. But true heroes are born. Or in your case, reborn. You are the scion now, and you carry with you the blessing of Akara. There is no one on this earth more worthy of being called a god than you. And so I will go, to prepare the way. When you come, the world changes, and the people must be ready. Return if you need my sight.
This tower is a challenge, but I've never had so much fun. I'm impressed. Not everyone can find such value in simple salvage, but you've managed to get everything we need. I never doubted you. Bye.
Good to see you. I salvaged what I could from the ship. I'm ready to go out again whenever you want. Do you see one you'd like me to salvage? Those gnomes love their potions. Maybe they'll have some reagents on board too. I'll be back tomorrow. Be careful.
Did you need to buy something? Watch out for scavs.
Not a bad one, but not a great one either. There's more wrecks to search when you're ready to send me. Be careful.
Exciting times, eh, my liege? This last edition will please you more than the others. It will secure your role as a player in political affairs. Now that it's nearly done, the time is right to ask Myfa Ronwyn to serve as your envoy. There is no one better qualified, and no one who could better represent your interests. Now that we can leave the island as we please, I propose we use the tower to lure Cape Solace's most prodigious and brilliant soul. The tower shall be our embassy, and Myfa Ronwyn should be our envoy, carrying your words to the world and bringing prosperity to Gallows End. You wouldn't know it to look at her now, but Myfa's as impressive a figure as you're likely to meet. We could wish for no finer envoy to represent us abroad. Goodbye.
We are cursed. The Gwynnids live down the beach to the west. They're brave souls.
Now that we have a ship to go with your keep, you may need someone to speak for you abroad. I've done my best to adjust to Cape Solace, but it's a feeble pantomime of my life before. Once I spoke for mighty Rathir. its youngest envoy ever by decades. Now I dole out chores for a little man living on a beach. Now that Paddy suggested, the tower would make a most impressive embassy. If you had not yet found a suitable envoy, I'd be grateful for the chance to prove myself. When great powers speak to each other, it has often been with my own voice. I have a way of getting people to ask for what they really want and accept what I am offering. My gifts failed me, however, when the first sparks of the Crystal War ignited. Perhaps nothing could have stopped it, but I still feel culpable. Perhaps, in my service to Gravehall, I can atone for my failings and bring the peace that eluded me. No one here has been kinder to me than Paddy. I admire his stubborn refusal to accept any setback. Honestly, I count him as my best friend. Paddy said he was hard at work and would send for me when the time was right. I have spent my life extending the hand of friendship across the kingdom. I'd be honored to be Gravehall's envoy to the world. I'll wrap up my affairs and join you there shortly. Nice seeing you.
You've come at last. I've been praying for your return. Cape Solace is under attack. Ships have landed. Prisoners have been taken. We have no one left to protect us. My daughter Nina and a few others. She must have been poking her nose where it didn't belong, creeping through the crevices of the northern cliffs. How many times have I told her not to venture too far from the village? That girl, when will she open her eyes? They want the power beneath this island, Akara's magic, which many over the centuries have coveted and sought to possess. Understand, Gallows End has long been a prize for the corrupt and the curious. The Arathi, the Alfar, the Tverga, and even Dead Kel. Invaders come brandishing their weapons, but always they are swept back out to sea. They are not welcome here. I want to believe you. But without our guardian Akara watching over us, we are nothing but victims. Now we face these new invaders, and the world, alone. They are led by a Losalfar nobleman named Calder Von, a scholar and mage who has studied this island intensely, and who wishes to have it for himself. He brings with him the righteous flames of the Niskaru, demons he has harnessed for this purpose, and this purpose alone. I certainly believe that you will try. I have learned my lesson. Never again will I place our lives in the hands of another. Don't you understand? We are all alone. Each and every one of us. The prisoners are being kept in a cavern in the northern cliffs. Do your best. That is all any of us can do. Goodbye.
Good to see you. Yes, my liege. These are the recent wrecks I've seen. If any of them seem worthwhile, let me know. Hopefully it will have some shards or gems we can use in our weapons or armor. See you tomorrow. Be careful.
Greetings, Master of Gravehall. I'm humbled to serve Gravehall Keep as its envoy to the world. Thank you for honoring me so. Without further ado, let's begin. By your command, I can embark on diplomatic missions to our closest neighbors across the sea. Shall we begin? Once you've given me my mission, I will depart immediately to deliver whatever message or gesture you see fit. I will be away for as long as it takes to complete my mission. Upon my return, I shall await you here to report the result. Our three closest neighbors are the Diverga of the Obsidian Isles to the northwest, the Varani of Dregshaw to the southeast, and the Loselfar of the Icebrine Coast to the southwest. You may dispatch me to their capital cities, Ember Deep, Fort Oghorn, or Renlock. With friendly neighbors, I can offer tribute, propose trade, collect gifts, or forge an alliance. With hostile powers, I can declare war, stage raids of goods, or collect spoils of war. I am skilled at espionage as well. You may entrust me to perform all manner of clandestine tasks. With whom should we engage in diplomacy? The Loselfar are a mysterious and magical people. Renlock is an outpost in the cold Icebrine Coast. What kind of diplomatic mission would you like me to conduct with them? How big a trade would you like me to make? Excellent. This should improve relations between us. I'll be back tomorrow. Nice seeing you.
What do you think, my liege? Nothing has ever reached so high to the heavens. And have you heard? My Foronwyn from Cape Solace has decided to serve as the keep's envoy to foreign lands. If you require her services, she can be found in the embassy. Never thought I'd say it, but I truly believe we have a Kara to thank for this keep. I'm not about to volunteer to be the scion, but I'd have to be a fool to deny the truth. You, the dream, the key, the castaways, all of it, just when we needed it. I hope you don't mind. As a gesture of my gratitude, I planted the seed of a mighty tree in the courtyard in honor of Akara's help. It was the least I could do, I think. Living down on the beach, I never really believed I'd someday live behind these walls. And it was beyond the most absurd imaginings to think that I'd be able to restore this magnificent keep. I cannot begin to thank you enough. My liege, now that your throne room is prepared, you have an opportunity to truly help your people. We will let it be known that whenever you sit upon your throne, you will hear petitions from anyone who comes before you. You may render judgment or offer help as you see fit, and your people will show their gratitude. Bye.
Greetings.
It's quite a beautiful day. Nothing is more exciting to an artist as a massive room of blank, flat walls. Oh, how I shall fill them! My muse summoned me at a very young age to keep my hands supple for painting. I asked Alder to find me some non-physical labor to do. He started talking about pitching in and helping, and I may have stopped listening. I wasn't doing anyone any good there. I need to be where there's beauty. Paddy found a bunch of old paintings during his last construction. They're all fairly damaged, but I believe I can restore them using some magical paints. However, I will need you to go kill some monsters for me. You see, my magical paint soaks up the essence of beasts when they die. Not only will that make it possible for me to restore the paintings, but the paintings will take on magical properties. A little something given to me by a gnome scholar. They capture the essence of beasts when they're killed nearby. The gnomes said they were still experimental, but they seem to work fine. Okay, this first painting appears to be some kind of cave. should be interesting to see how it turns out. For this one, you'll need to kill some Mergen and scabs. Bring the vials of paint back to me once they've changed colour. Bye.
I have been looking for a friend of mine who was also aboard our ship when we wrecked. I believe she could have survived the crash, but I can't find her. Her name is Sister Siana. Will you find her for me? All I know is the front of the ship broke off as we approached the island and drifted west. Oh, think Lyria. I saw the front end of the ship floating to the western part of the island. I pray Sister Siana has found her way safely ashore.
Come, listen to this. I've been longing to tell you the news. I remember who I am. My name is Aubrey Gilchrist, assistant to the great scholar Oath Theswin. We sailed from Rathir to conduct research for his newest scholarly paper. It all came flooding back to me when I found this bit of parchment, another for your growing collection. I am Aubrey Gilchrist. I was studying to enter the Scholia Arcana in Rathir when I took an apprenticeship with the great author Oath Theswin. We were travelling the Frostbreak Sea to investigate ancient Diverga outposts, but our ship was sunk by dead Kel. I'm the only one left. Based on my earlier findings, I'd estimate that the final Diverga pieces might be located on the eastern portion of the island. You see? I even understand myself now. What a relief. Watch out for pirates.
Some monsters chased me away from that shipwreck before I could escape with the loot. It's all bagged up. You just need to retrieve it. You'll have to retrieve the loot I gathered from the wreck. Some beast surprised me and I had to flee. Be wary.
The trade mission was a success. Here are the goods I managed to procure and an update on our relations. Being the diplomatic sort, I'll just say I am much happier here. With whom should we engage in diplomacy? The Varani are a loose collection of traders. Beyond commerce, Fort Oghorn would just as well have nothing to do with the rest of the world. What kind of diplomatic mission would you like me to conduct with them? Before we can propose an alliance, we must improve our relations through trade and tribute. How much do you want to give? This should improve relations between us. I'll let you know how it went when I'm back tomorrow. The pleasure was mine.
Oh, you look terrible. Have you been talking to those heretics in the village? I'd need healing after that too. I was afraid of the worst, and rightly so, it turns out. Thank you for bringing me this letter. It's comforting to have her final words. Lyria will watch over you.
Hi there.
Hello, hello. You had me worried. Honestly, why do you act like that? Throwing yourself headlong into dangerous situations. No more. Do you hear me? If you and I are going to woo, and woo with vigour, you're going to be more considerate of my needs. And there are many. Like sex. I mean sex. To show that you're my consort, you should take this. It's a sword. It was my mother's. She was a terrible person. Not as immortal as everyone supposed, was he? At least I had a hand in his defeat. As my mother always said, if you can't be the best at something, find the best, grab onto them, and never let them go. That I can do. Good day, friend.
That ship sails tomorrow at dawn.
Oh, but it's good to be back at